day everyone, Aguilar Marinella from BA Ed 1. I'm going to present the musical learning theory of Gordon, presented by Aguilar Marinella and Jacqueline Chera. Music learning theory is about the process by which Gordon explains how much is learned through the basic beliefs that music is learned primarily through audition, and that the process of learning music is very similar to the process by which one learns a language. Edwin E. Gordon, born on September 14, 1927, died on December 4, 2015. He is a prominent researcher, teacher, author, editor, and lecturer in the field of music education. Gordon was a pioneer in research into musical aptitude, the psychology of music, and how musical aptitude develops in the young child. The contents of this section, we have audition, music aptitude, approach, learning sequence activities, classroom activities, early childhood, application to music instruction. First part is the audition. What is audition exactly? Audition is the foundation of musicianship. It takes place when we hear and comprehend music for which the sound is no longer or may never have been present. One may audite when listening to music, performing from notation, playing by ear, improvising, composing, or notating music. See the types of audition. The types of audition. The types of audition are not hierarchical. Some of the types, however, serve as readiness for others. We have a type 1. They have a task. The task of type 1 is listening to, and the content is familiar or unfamiliar music. The task of type 2 is reading. The content is the familiar or unfamiliar music too. Type 3, task of type 3 is writing. Content is familiar or unfamiliar music from dictation. Type 4, we have the task of recalling and performing. The content of this is familiar music from memory. Type 5, the task of type 5 is recalling and writing. The content of this is familiar music from memory. Type 6, the task of type 6 is creating and improvising. The content of this is unfamiliar music. Type 7, the creating and improvising, and the content is the unfamiliar music. Type 8, the task of this is creating and improvising. The content is unfamiliar music while writing. We have the stages of audition. Type of audition, listening to familiar and unfamiliar tonal patterns and rhythm. Patterns in a fast chorise. The 6 stages of audition are hierarchical. 1 stage serve as a readiness for the next. The table below outlines the stages of audition as they occur in a familiar and unfamiliar music. The stage 1. The stage 1 is the description of this is a momentary retention. Stage 2, the description is initiating, auditing, recognizing, and identifying. Stage 3, the description, establishing objective or subjective tonality and meter. Stage 4, the description is the consciously recalling patterns organized and audited in other pieces of music. Stage 5, the description, consciously recalling patterns and organized, audited in other pieces of music. Stage 6, description, conscious prediction of patterns. Go to the music aptitude. Music aptitude is a musical ability, often viewed in all or no terms. Some are blessed with talent, others must do without. Recent research, however, reveals that music aptitude like all human characteristic, is normally distributed in the population. All persons have the potential to achieve in music. Relatively few have high aptitude, a similar number have a low aptitude, and the majority of persons fall somewhere in the middle of the bell curve with average aptitude. We have the parts of music aptitude: the measuring music aptitude, developmental and stabilized music aptitude, and the music learning theory approach. Method is the order in which sequential objectives are introduced in a curriculum to accomplish a comprehensive objective. A goal, a good method, tells us what to teach, when to teach it, the best sequencings of instruction, and why to teach it. A good technique tells us how to teach music learning theory, a comprehensive and sequential method for teaching essential audition skills. The music learning theory approach have a sequence, the whole part, whole curriculum, and the other central principle is to focus on patterns. We have a contrast, context, rhythmic movement, and learning sequence activities. Skill learning sequence, discrimination and inference learning. Discrimination learning, we have the oral, verbal association, partial synthesis, symbolic association, composite synthesis. And inference learning, in learning sequence activities, we have a generalization, creativity, improvisation, theoretical understanding. And the tonal content learning sequence, when teaching tonal during learning sequence activities, the teacher is at any given time combining a level of skill learning sequence with a level of tonal content. Levels of tonal content are hierarchical and much the same way as level of skill learning sequence. Each level of tonal content serves as a readiness for achieving the next higher level of tonal content. In tonal content learning sequence, we have the tonal content, tonalities, tonal patterns, and tonal solfege. And that's all. We move to Jacqueline Chera to explain the classroom activities.
So, good day to everyone. I am Jacqueline Chera from BEd 1. So, the next topic to be discussed is the classroom activities. Classroom activities, although learning sequence activities are where use listening theory is directly applied. They take only 5 to 10 minutes of each music class period. The remainder of the class is spent doing classroom activities. Band, orchestra, chorus, jazz, elementary, general music, Dalcross, Orff, Kodaly, Suzuki. Any approach to music can be enhanced by skills and terminology. Children learning in learn sequence activities. So next is teaching up a rote song. Rote song are essential component of each student oral foundation. Music teachers, whether they use learning sequence activities or not, should teach their student rote song. So they have 8 steps of the rote song procedure. First step is just listening to the teacher sing the song. Step 2, move heels to microbeats with listening. Step 3, move hands, patches lighting on things to microbeats while listening. Step 4, move to both macro beats and micro beats while listening. Step 5. Audiate the resting tone while listening. Sing the resting tone after teacher finishes singing the song. Step 6. Audiate the song. Step 5. Sing the song without accompaniment. Step 8. Sing the song with accompaniment. So, for the early childhood music, one potential learning is never greater than at the moment of birth. The early years of life are the crucial for establishing a foundation for lifelong music development. Guidance, instruction, preparation, audition. So, they are the type 1 is acculturation, type 2 imitation, type 3 assimilation. For the type 1 is acculturation. Acculturation is birth to age to 4, engage with little consciousness of environment. Type 2 imitation, age to 2 to 4 to age 3 to 5, engage with conscious thought focus primary on the environment. Type 3 is assimilation, age 3 to 5 to 4 to 6, engage with conscious thought focus primary on self. So, for the acculturation is we have 3: absorption, random response, purposeful response. For the imitation, we have 2: shedding, egocentricity, breaking the code. Assimilation naman, introspection, coordination. So, the next is the history of the Gordon methods. Born September 14, 1927, died December 4, 2015. Education, the University of Iowa, Eastman School of Music. Gordon Music Learning Theory is the model for music education based on Edwin Gordon's research on musical aptitude and achievement in the greater field of music learning theory. The theory takes into account the concept of discriminations and inference learning in terms of tonal, rhythmic, and harmonic patterns. So next is the example of the songs of Gordon. This is the image of Song of Gordon.
There are many rhythm counting systems for musicians and music teachers. There's the one-iana, two-iana, ta-ti-ti, takadimi, takadimi, apple, apple, watermelon, pear, and the beat function syllable system developed by Dr. Edwin Gordon along with James Froseth and Albert Blazer that is the focus of this video. The concept that sets this system apart is that it is not based on counting, but rather focuses on how one feels rhythm. It is based on the beat and the various functions or parts of the beat. This system organizes rhythm into a language of sorts that one can speak, devoid of the constraints of notation, counting, or music theory. If thought is to language as audiation is to music, we need an organizational framework to convey our musical thoughts. This system provides such a framework. Here's how it works. Implicit in this system is the knowledge that rhythm has layers. The two primary layers of rhythm are big beats and little beats, or macro beats and micro beats. The big beat, the macro beat, is the pulse of music. The macro beat can be divided into 2 or 3 parts. The parts are called microbeats. Microbeats tell us what meter we are in. If we divide a macro beat into 2 microbeats, we are in duple meter. If we divide a macrobeat into 3 microbeats, we are in triple meter. The syllables we will use will vary depending on the meter and the rhythmic function. Let's look at our 2 primary meters, duple and triple, and see how the syllable system works. When we are in duple meter, we chant the macrobeat as do. So regardless of whether we are in 2/4, 4/4, cut time, 4/8, or 2/16, the macrobeat, the pulse, is still chanted as do, 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 do. When we are in 2/4 and 4/4, the quarter note is the macrobeat. Do, 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 do. When we are in 2/2 or cut time, the half note is the macrobeat. Do, 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 do. When we are in 4/8, the eighth note is the macrobeat. Do, 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 do. Microbeats in duple meter are chanted as do day, do day, do day, do day, regardless of the time signature. Notice that when we chant macrobeats and microbeats concurrently, the do syllable always aligns with the do day. Do day, 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 do day. When we are in 2/4 and 4/4, the eighth note is the microbeat. Do day, do day, do day, do day. When we are in 2/2 or cut time, the quarter note is the microbeat. Do day, do day, do day, do day. When we are in 4/8, the 16th note is the microbeat. Do day, do day, do day, do day. A big takeaway from this system is that the same rhythm pattern can be notated in many different ways. This system organizes rhythm first on how it is felt and in turn audiated. If we further divide the beat into a division, we will use the syllable ta. Macrobeats. Do, do, do. Microbeats. Do, day, do, day, do, day. Divisions. Do to data, 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 do. Let's examine 3 rhythm patterns with divisions and see what they would look like in different time signatures. Notice that the sound of the pattern does not change. Let's do the pattern do today, 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 do today. Another pattern. Do data, 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 do data. Another pattern. Do to data, 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 do to data. If the beat is elongated, we simply hold the syllable and audiate, think, the underlying macrobeats and microbeats. Do, day, do, do, day, do, do, day, do, do, day, do. When we are in triple meter, regardless of the time signature, we chant the macrobeat as do. Do, do, do. So regardless of whether we are in 3/4, 6/8, or 3/8, the macrobeat, the pulse, is always do, 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 do. Microbeats in triple meter are chanted as do-da-dee, do-da-dee, regardless of the time signature. Notice that when we chant microbeats and macrobeats concurrently, the do syllable always aligns with the do-da-dee. Do-da-dee, 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 do-da-dee. Here are microbeats in 3 different time signatures. Do-da-dee, 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 do-da-dee. Do-da-dee, 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 do-da-dee. Just like in duple meter, if we further divide the beat into a division, we will use the syllable ta. Macrobeats, do, 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 microbeats, do, da, dee, do, da, dee, do, da, dee. Divisions now. Do ta da ta dee ta, do ta da ta dee ta, do ta da ta dee ta, do ta da ta dee ta. Here's what they look like with 3 different time signatures. Do ta da ta dee ta, 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 do ta da ta dee ta. Let's look at 3 rhythm patterns with divisions and see what they would look like in different time signatures. Notice the sound of the pattern does not change. Do ta da dee, 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 do ta da dee. Do da ta dee, 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 do da ta dee. Do da dee ta, 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 do da dee ta. If the beat is elongated, we simply hold the syllable and audiate the underlying macrobeats and microbeats. Do dee do dee do. Do dee do dee do. Do dee do dee do.
That's all. Thank you.